Standards-based grading. What you will see in Infinite Campus. This year we are engaged in a standards-based grading pilot. Many families may be familiar with standards-based grading as it is a system that is pervasive in elementary schools. However, it is something many high schools are only now beginning to adopt. You are most likely viewing this presentation because one or more of your child's classes are part of our standards-based grading pilot. This presentation will show you what the standards-based reporting system looks like in Infinite Campus. For an explanation of what standards-based grading is and our reasons for exploring this educational practice, please visit our school or district website, and you can find more information under the Grading and Assessment section of the Academics tab. And as always, please do not hesitate to reach out to your child's teacher. Now on to what standards-based grading looks like in Infinite Campus. Once you log into Infinite Campus, click on Grades on the left-hand menu. Once in Grades, you will see a list of courses with scores that are in progress. It is most likely that only one or two of your child's classes are piloting the standards-based gradebook. Click on one of these classes to open the course for review. This screen is an example of a Math 1 class. You will note that because your child will have some classes that are not in the pilot, those classes that are using standards-based grading will be much longer when you expand them using the plus and minus sign. On this screen, you can see the parent standards and the child standards that nest into the parent standards listed beneath. Also note that you can see the in-progress score for the student for the entire course, each parent standard, and each child standard. Let's take a minute to understand parent standard and child standard. Child standards make up the broader parent standard. Student performance on the child standards make up the score for the parent standard. Scores on the parent standards, in turn, make up the final grade for the course. For specific information regarding the assessment of your child's performance, consult the course syllabus for the class and by contacting your child's teachers with any questions that you may have. As you can see, in-progress grades can be seen to the right of each parent and child standard. The semester grade will be blank until the teacher posts the grade at the end of the semester. To see how a student has performed on each assessment related to the parent and child standards, click on the arrow to the right of the score. When you expand a child standard, you can see the formative and summative assessments that have been given with each of their scores. In a standards-based system, formative assessments are practice and are meant to provide information to the student, teacher, and parent about the student's progression through the course and his or her readiness to take the summative assessment. Teachers use this information to provide the right amount of support to each student to ensure he or she is prepared to perform at or above proficiency on the summative assessment. Formative scores do not factor into the score for the standards. In a standards-based system, only summative scores are used to determine a course grade. You can click into each assessment. In this example, summative 15, you can see the scores for a student on each performance indicator for each of the assessments a student takes. So as you can see, assessing a student in this way provides significantly more information than using traditional grading models. In addition to the feedback the student receives on the assessment, both student and parent can see what areas are strengths and what areas need attention when reviewing a course in Infinite Campus. Another difference in standards-based grading that I'm sure that you've noticed is the use of a 0 through 4 scale rather than the traditional grading scale that you can see here on the left-hand side of the screen. Grades are determined by averaging the score of each parent's standard into a single final grade. This is still a necessary element to produce a GPA that colleges and other post-secondary institutions are familiar with. This is the end of the presentation, and we hope that you found this helpful. If you have further questions about standards-based grading, please contact your child's teacher.